to this new video in which I'm gonna show you my non-fiction TBR. Yeah, so just so you know, I'm trying to make like regular uploads, and my new plan is to post every Wednesday and every Sunday. So mark it in your calendar. And yeah, I hope I can keep up with the upload schedule. I had a video filmed for Sunday, but yeah, I had to film it twice and it was still good. Oh my god, I couldn't upload it. I would have to film it a third time, and no, I couldn't do it. I mean, I also hadn't that much time anymore. But okay, so let's start with the non-fiction. And not all of the books are available in English, I guess. But yeah, maybe they will be an inspiration to you. But I will start with the books that are available in English. I can't wear my headphones because there was like a very loud beep when I plugged them in. Fortunately, I didn't have them in my ears, otherwise I think I wouldn't be able to hear anymore. But it's very strange for me not hearing what I do. So I hope it will be okay. So the first book that I haven't read is just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. So I don't know if this is Brian Stevenson, because here's a photo of him. And I don't really know, is he just so much younger here and has like hair, and does that make such a difference? I'm not sure, but I mean that doesn't matter for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna read you the back from one of the most brilliant and influential lawyers of our time comes an unforgettable true story about the redeeming power of mercy. Brian Stevenson was a gifted young attorney when he founded the Equal Justice Initiative, a legal practice dedicated to defending the poor, the wrongly condemned, and those trapped in the furthest reaches of our criminal justice system. One of his first cases was that of Walter McMillan, a young man sentenced to die for a notorious murder he didn't commit. The case drew Stevenson into a tangle of conspiracy, political machination, and legal brinksmanship, and transformed his understanding of mercy and justice forever. So, I think, I mean, I haven't read the book, of course, but it was recommended. I saw it in a video where of Lexi is her name? No, I don't know her last name. Oh, she's a very big book wouldn't exist. And this does not only talk about like wrongly accused people, but also of people that may have committed the crimes. So that's what I heard. Yeah. So I'm really excited to read it, to be honest. I don't know why I haven't picked it up yet. So my take on non-fiction books is also not really an easy one. I haven't read that many non-fiction. And I always kind of have to like bring myself to read them because I'm not that interested sometimes. I mean, they interest me, but really the reading process is kind of hard for me. I love fiction. And I think sometimes fiction is a bit dismissed by people who love non-fiction. I think they both have their value, and what I think is very important is to realize that you can also learn a lot from fiction books. So just because a story isn't like exactly real doesn't mean that you cannot still learn a lot of it from it for like yourself and how you view the world and things like that. So yeah, I would say, I mean, this is about non-fiction, this video, and I would want to read a little bit more non-fiction maybe, especially some of the books that I have like here on my TBR. Yeah, but I think fiction will always have my heart, to be honest. But I mean, that's okay, everyone has a different taste. But I also read some non-fiction books that were like highly praised, and I thought they were just okay, so I think I'm gonna enjoy this one. I really think. Yeah, but let's see. When I will read it, you will see my like in my wrap up. Maybe this year, maybe next year, who knows. Okay, the next non-fiction book that I also have not read yet is this German edition of A Room One's Own. No, I mean that's not real. A Room of One's Own, of course, by Virginia Woolf. And the German edition is called Ein Zimmer für sich allein. Ein Zimmer für sich allein, für sich allein. So this is an essay. It's also not that thick. I mean, it's an essay, so I feel like it can't be that thick. In German, it has 137 pages. Yeah, and this is was originally published in 1929. Of course, Virginia Woolf is dead now. And this, on the back it says that this is a milestone, or is like one of the milestones of feminist literature. But I mean, someone from Die Welt said that. That's not a really good. This ain't a good German. This is a German newspaper that isn't very good. Die Welt. It's more like, quite conservative. But okay, maybe they also have some good people. But that doesn't matter for us now. So this book, or this essay, is a plaidoyer. Is that also a word in English? I guess. A plaidoyer for female art, creativity, and independence in a man-dominated world. An iconic text that hasn't lost its, that is true today. I don't know what Gültigkeit means. Gültigkeit. So, I feel like the main argument in this essay is that a woman needs money and a room for one's own to write. Yeah, but of course I can't really say that much about the book because I haven't read it yet. I mean, I feel like I have read maybe the first 20 pages one time, but I haven't continued. Yeah, and I think I really should one day. But this is also not written very easily. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood, to be honest. Okay. So, unfortunately, the remaining 3 books, I think, are only published in Germany. But I mean, I think I'm still gonna show you. I can look, but I think she's a German author, and yeah, I will look if I can find a translation for the book, and then I will put it in the video description. I think this one could be translated, but the other 2 definitely not. So, but I will still gonna show you. This is die psychotische Gesellschaft, wie wir Angst und Ohnmacht überwinden. Die psychotische Gesellschaft, wie wir Angst und Ohnmacht überwinden. Von Ariadne von Schirach. So this is a book that I have read or listened to a summary of. So I listened to a summary of that book. So yeah. And I really really thought it was interesting, so yeah, I picked up the whole book. And I really have to read it because, yeah, I mean, I kind of know what it's about, but I feel like you can't really summarize a book in like 10 minutes. Of course, reading the book will like also give you a deeper understanding. Yeah, so I think this book like analyzes our world, our society. The quote that is written here: Man könnte meinen, die Welt wäre verrückt geworden. Was ist, wenn das tatsächlich stimmt? So it means you could think the world has gone crazy. What is when it's right? No, you can't really say that, can you? So what happens when it's right, or what does it mean when that's right? So this also talks a lot about like the every aspect of the world being capitalized, and that argues that this does not only is true for like, I don't know, material goods, but also that the social world, like the connection between people, relationships, are also like deeply impacted by the capitalist world. And it's a play for how to deal with nature, with humans and love. Yeah, so I mean, as I said, I heard a summary, but I feel like I can't really remember it. In my memory, this book also talked about like, I mean, it says psychotic society, the psychotic society, how we like get over fear and Ohnmacht. I don't know what is Ohnmacht, but what she analyzes is that the society, like really we have all these values and things we are really holding high, like, I don't know, we want to be loving to each other, we want to be like we want there to be justice, we want everybody to live a happy life, and so on and so on. But like the world acts different. What does that, like these two things clashing together, what does that do to us as humans who have like all these values? And then on the other hand, we live in a world and we contribute to this world that does things just so differently. So what happens when we have like those two contrasting things? And maybe also why is it like that? I'm not really sure, as I haven't read it. But I feel like this brings the word like psychotic into it, because it really, I mean, I don't want to like talk about mental illness, which I don't really know a lot about, but I feel like you could read it like that you really act as a human in this society things, but your accent, all what you do, just speak so differently, you know. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I feel like I'm just very bad at explaining my thoughts in English, but that's okay. The other two books I would just maybe show more fast. Those are two books which oh no, this one isn't, but okay. Yeah, I listen to a lot of political podcasts, and none of the people that wrote this book is from the podcasts that I hear, but yeah, like one of those guys is like friends with some people of the podcasts that I hear about. So if you're German, I can highly recommend the podcast, or if you know, if you can understand German. Of course, you don't have to be German to listen to the podcast. So if you understand German, I really recommend the podcast Die 29er. Die 29er. And another podcast that is called Wohlstand für alle. Yeah. This book is, like as I said, it's a political book. I mean, all of the books are kind of political, but I think this one is like the most political, obvious political one. And it's called Klasse und Kampf. Klasse und Kampf, Klasse und Kampf. Which means class and what means Kampf, actually? I feel like fight. I feel like really dumb right now because I don't know. I mean, the word Klassenkampf. What does it mean in it? What is the English equivalent? I really don't know right now. I feel like I have to know it. I will just take a look. Sorry, I will just pause the video for a second. Okay, I have looked it up, and I feel like the English equivalent to the word Klassenkampf is class struggle, which is a really different connotation. So I feel like it, when you just say the word, it's really different, because Klassenkampf in German is like, Kampf means like more fight, so more like class fight. But okay, in English it means like struggle, which I don't know, feels like more internally, while fight is like against someone, but okay. So, as you may realize from the title, this is a political leftist book, and it's about class being very real and like powerful in Germany, while they feel like, or while in Germany the people often say that it's not really real anymore, or not really like visible or something like that. So this book tries to talk about this like myth that, or like this myth that class and class struggles are not a thing in Germany anymore. And this is like also like I think an essay collection, you could say, because all those people wrote like one text, and really like a connected book. Of course, they all revolve around the like same big theme, but yeah, all of them are about different topics. Yeah, so this is also a book where you like don't have to read it like from the back to the end, and like some days you can read like one text and then another one, and you know. But as I said, I don't want to talk that much about them as they are not available in English. Yeah, this book follows like the same idea, the same structure, in the way that there are like many different authors who all like contributed one text. And this book is called Selbst Schuld. Selbstschuld, Selbstschuld, which is like an informal way in German of saying that's your fault. But it's like a very shortened way of saying that. So more like a little bit more sassy and snappy, like, oh, that's your fault. The full sentence would be, das ist deine Schuld. But you could also say, Selbstschuld. And this book talks about like a lot of topics where people were like, that's your fault, but actually, yeah, the things are deeply rooted in systematic problems, and they are not individual problems, but systematic, as I just said. So it's really not the fault of the people themselves, but of course that's told by them. Yeah, and I think there's this really great quote on the back. Wo Individuen sich selbst für schuldig halten, fehlt ihnen die Energie, das große Ganze zu adressieren. And that means when like individuals think that it's their fault, they don't have the energy to address like the bigger picture, which I think is a really important thing to realize. And I also already have started this book, but that's also months ago. Yeah. I feel like with this book, and also like with the one I showed before, the topics are really interesting to me, but I feel like I'm not like that good with the style of like many different authors write a text and they don't really like, there's not really like, can you say a red thread? No. In German you can say der rote Faden, which means like one thing that like connects all the things with each other, like so that you can follow it easily. So, I don't know. What am I even talking? Okay. Yeah. So those were all the books, my non-fiction books that I haven't read yet. if the quality of the sound is better if it's a little bit louder. I think it should be louder now. Yeah, I try to improve something with the sound, and that's why the other two videos are gone, because it just didn't work. I think it unfortunately can't get better than this. Maybe I will buy maybe a new microphone someday, because I feel like some of the white noise is also because this is not a microphone that is really suitable for ASMR. I mean, it works, but yeah, there's some white noise which I just can't get rid of. So, as I said, new videos every Wednesday and every Sunday, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Yeah, if you have any suggestions or wishes for videos, also not bookish videos, that's also okay, then let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate.